All right, what's it like dating a Sagittarius woman? First of all, Sagittarius women love doing things like stuff. So if you're someone that doesn't really want to put in like one parcel of planning into doing things, they might not be a good match for you. Sagittarius women are very playful. They love games. They love doing things. They tend to have a good sense of humor, or at least they think that they do, or would like to think that they do. They can be very emotional, like they do experience emotions very intensely, but they're not really that interested in talking about them or even expressing them. They tend to hold their cards pretty close to the chest for the most part. I would say that generally these are some of the most independent people you can meet. I never like making generalizations when it comes to astrology, right? Because a sun sign only paints just a small part of the whole picture. You have to look at the whole chart to really understand everything going on. But generally, think about the symbol, the glyph associated with Sagittarius, right? It's the archer shooting the arrow, and Sagittarius women are that arrow. They continue to walk their own way until they find someone that they don't want to walk around. Even then, they're probably still going to walk their own way, to be honest. That's just kind of how they are. I wouldn't take it personally, but if you're someone that wants a little bit more of a intimate, kind of close merging type partnership, right? Maybe if you're like a water sign, Sagittarius may not be the best match for you, right? They need someone who's going to be secure in letting them pursue their independence and letting them kind of build and cultivate their many interests outside of the relationship. In the beginning, a Sagittarius, if they like you, they're not really going to hide the ball. They're going to talk to you. They're going to want to spend time with you. They're going to want to go and do things and activities with you. Again, they love doing stuff. And for the most part, right, that upfrontness continues. They tend to be very direct with how they're feeling and where they're at. And if they're upset with you or there's something bothering them, they want to resolve it, usually right away. I think the thing to keep in mind with Sagittarius, right, is that if trust does get broken or something does happen, they can forgive. They may not totally forget, but they're not going to give like a lot of chances, right? So if a Sagittarius is still holding on and still investing in the relationship, like that's great. But as soon as they kind of get to the point where they decide they don't want to do that, it's very difficult for them to change their mind. Maybe not difficult, they just won't want to do it, right? They are just going to go in another direction, right? And they're going to keep moving in that direction and they're not going to look back. So don't fuck up. I think long term, it's really important for anyone that's dating a Sagittarius woman to be okay with the fact that their independence doesn't have anything necessarily to do with you. It can sometimes come across as selfishness to some partners, right? But it's not inherently selfish, right? We all get to decide how much independence we want, decide what our boundaries are in a relationship, and the only thing we're really obligated to do or we should do is just communicate those. Now, if you're someone that lives life in your emotions and you're very artistic and you like to kind of think and speak in broad strokes rather than in direct kind of thoughts and concepts, sometimes there's going to be a challenge there in the communication department. Sagittarius like things that are sort of direct and clear cut and developed. They don't love living in this kind of partial, liminal, abstract space. I think that a lot of water signs are generally going to have a tough time dating a Sagittarius, right? Just because they're going to have more of a need. A water sign person is going to have more of a need to kind of talk about and get in the thick of emotions. And to Sagittarius, like this comes off as somewhat of a wet blanket, right? They're going to have energy and they're going to have patience for it in the beginning, but longer term, they're going to kind of feel like, hey, this isn't totally something I want to spend a lot of my time or my relationship time doing. You know, you got to kind of figure this stuff out on your own. On the whole, though, Sagittarius women are some of the most fun, the most adventurous people. They love doing a new thing every week, exploring a new place every week. Continue to challenge them, continue to show them novelty, and have a good sense of humor. Make them laugh, make them feel like they're funny. They probably are really funny, so let them know. And yeah, just be okay with the fact that they're very, very independent on the whole. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and let me know what other things you'd like to see on the channel.